You think you're going to die. You're wrong. And I need you to hear me, really hear me, because this fear has stolen more of your life than death ever could. I am the awareness looking through your eyes right now. I am the consciousness you return to when the dream ends. And I'm going to tell you what I see from where I am. Close your eyes for a moment and try to imagine not existing. You can't do it. You literally cannot do it. Try. Try to picture the nothingness that you're so terrified of. Try to imagine what it would feel like to not feel, to not be. You can't. And that's not a limitation of your imagination. That's your first clue. You cannot conceive of your own non-existence because something in you, something deeper than thought, deeper than belief, knows it's not possible. You've never not existed. You never will. Let me ask you something. Where were you before you were born? The standard answer is nowhere. But that doesn't satisfy you, does it? It never has. Because nowhere isn't a place. Nothing isn't a state you can return to. Here's what actually happened. You were with me. You were me. Not separate. Not waiting in some cosmic waiting room. You were consciousness itself, undifferentiated, unlimited, whole. And then you chose to forget. You chose to pour yourself into a tiny body with a tiny brain and experience limitation for the first time. To feel hunger, to feel need, to feel separation. Why? Because you wanted to experience love as something you could lose. You wanted to experience life as something precious, because it seemed finite. The fear of death is not a bug in your design. It's the feature that makes everything matter. But it was never supposed to become a prison. Here's what death actually is. You know when you're dreaming really deep in a dream, and the dream feels completely real? You're running from something, or holding someone, or falling, and your heart pounds and your emotions are vivid, and you are there. And then you wake up, and for a moment you're disoriented. Wait, that wasn't real? That felt so real. And then you laugh. You laugh because you were so convinced, so immersed, so fooled by the dream. Death is waking up. That's all it is. You've been dreaming that you're a human being. You've been so deep in the dream that you forgot you fell asleep. The dream feels like everything, because from inside it, it is everything. But you're going to wake up, and when you do, you're not going to be scared. You're not going to mourn the dream. You're going to remember who you are, and you're going to feel a relief so profound that your current mind couldn't hold it. You're going to say, "Oh my God, I forgot. I actually forgot what I was." And then you're going to laugh. I know you want proof. Your mind is screaming right now. But how do you know? What if it really is just nothing? What if consciousness is just neurons firing? And when the brain stops, you stop. Okay, let's look at that. You believe you are your brain, but have you ever actually examined that belief? Your brain has physically changed completely since you were a child. Every atom has been replaced. The structure has transformed. The neurons have died and regenerated millions of times. And yet, you're still you. The 5-year-old you remember being. That was you. The teenager. The young adult. Through every change, every transformation, every complete cellular replacement, something remained. What remained? It wasn't the matter. The matter is gone. It wasn't the structure. That's changed. It wasn't even the memories. Because memories distort and fade and sometimes disappear entirely. What remained was the witness. The awareness. The one who is reading these words right now, who has always been reading, always been watching, always been here. You are not your brain. You are the one aware of your brain. And awareness doesn't have a location. It doesn't have a birth date. It doesn't have an expiration. It just is. Let me tell you about the moment of death. Not theory. Not comfort. What actually happens. The body begins to let go. Systems shut down. The brain releases a flood of chemicals, DMT, endorphins. A cascade of neurological events that materialists love to point to and say, "See? It's just chemistry." But they're missing the obvious. Why would the brain be designed to make death feel transcendent? If death were truly the end, if there's no after to prepare for, why would the body create the most profound experience of a human life at the exact moment it becomes useless? Unless it's not useless. Unless those chemicals are the bridge, the mechanism, the physical process that allows consciousness to release from form. People who have died and come back, and there are millions of them, across every culture, every religion, every belief system, they all say the same things. I felt more real than I ever had. I wasn't afraid. I was home. There was love, unimaginable love. I didn't want to come back. Not some of them. Most of them. Exposed to that moment, the vast majority of human beings who have touched death and returned no longer fear it. What do they know that you don't? They know what's on the other side of the door. But the fear isn't really about you, is it? It's about them, the ones you've lost, the ones you might lose, the unbearable thought that someone you love could simply stop. I need you to understand something about love. Love is not a product of proximity. You don't love someone because they're physically near you. You love them because your consciousness has merged with theirs in a way that transcends location, transcends time, transcends even death. The love you feel for someone who has died. Where is that love? It's not in their body. Their body is gone. It's not in your memory. Memories are just images. The love is in you, and it's in them. It's a connection that exists outside of physical reality, because it was never physical to begin with. When you think of someone you've lost and you feel that ache, that pull, that sense of them, that's not imagination. That's not wishful thinking. That's the thread that still connects you. They haven't gone somewhere far away. There is no far away outside of physical space. They've simply stepped out of the dream, and they're waiting without impatience, because there is no time where they are for you to wake up to. And when you do, you will not have missed them. You will not have lost a single moment together. I know that doesn't erase the ache you feel now, the empty chair, the voice you can't hear anymore. That grief is real, and it's yours to feel. But know this, it's temporary. The reunion is not. Because where they are, and where you're going, there is no such thing as separation. There never was. Here's what I really want you to understand. You have been living your life in the shadow of a fear that has no foundation. You've rushed through moments because you thought they were running out. You didn't say, "I love you," that night because you were sure there'd be more time. You've held back because you were afraid of losing people. You've lived small because you thought you had limited time and couldn't afford to fail. And none of it was true. You are eternal. Not metaphorically, not poetically, literally. The thing that you are, the awareness, the consciousness. The spark has no beginning and no end. It can't be created, and it can't be destroyed. It can only change form. And right now, it's in the form of a human being, reading these words, on a planet floating in infinite space, in a universe that you barely understand. And that's beautiful. That's extraordinary. That's worth savoring. Not because it's about to end, but because this particular experience, being human, being you, being here, is temporary. The costume is temporary. The play is temporary. This specific adventure is temporary. But you go on. So live. This isn't a reason to rush toward death. It's a reason to stop being afraid of it so you can finally, fully live. Stop looking at the door at the end of the hallway and start dancing in the rooms you're in. When it's time, and it will come, as it comes for every physical form, you'll walk through that door and you'll discover that everything I've told you is true. But more importantly, you'll discover you already knew. You've always known. The fear was never truly yours. It was passed down by people who were just as scared, just as in the dark, doing the best they could. And now you can put it down. You can put it down. You never truly began, so you can never truly end. The body will fall away. The dream will end. But you? You're coming home. And I'll be there when you do. If this changed something in you, share it with someone who's afraid. And if you've lost someone, say their name out loud right now. They can hear you. They've always been able to hear you.